To the Ebola crisis now, and more aid from U.S. President Barack Obama today for West Africa's fight against the outbreak. But the attention of his fellow citizens seemed very much at home on the one known case diagnosed there. Senior Washington correspondent Neil Macdonald has that story.
With cable networks covering the event as though Texas is ground zero in a possible pandemic, authorities finally retrieved contaminated clothing and bedding from a Dallas apartment this afternoon.
Government and health officials in Dallas are trying to reassure the public.
Parents are keeping children home from school. Attendance is down 10% citywide.
I'm worried about the spread because kids go to schools, everybody go to church, everybody go to market.
So far, just one person in America is known to be infected by Ebola. Thomas Eric Duncan, the Liberian man hospitalized on Sunday. He is listed in serious but stable condition.
He really needs help. He's suffering, but this is not the way anyone would want to go down in history.
The family that hosted Duncan is confined to their apartment with a huge hazmat operation going on around them.
They came late here last night with paperwork for us to sign, that if we step aside, then they're going to take us to court. They don't have committed a crime.
Authorities have traced dozens of people who had direct or indirect contact with Duncan and have now identified 10 people who are at serious risk of infection. That said, though,
none of these contacts are sick. None of them are a risk to anyone else.
Duncan should have been placed in isolation last Friday when he first showed up at a Dallas emergency ward. A flaw in the hospital's computer kept doctors ignorant of the fact that he'd come from Africa, and he was instead released. He returned much sicker 2 days later. Federal officials clearly realize they are now managing possible panic.
Every Ebola outbreak over the past 40 years has been stopped. We know how to do this, and we will do it again.
And medical authorities are definitive. There is no outbreak here. But anxiety is rising nonetheless, helped along by some in the media that have treated the patient in Texas as though he's some sort of modern-day Typhoid Mary. President Obama, meanwhile, has dispatched another 1,000 troops to West Africa, where there is an epidemic that remains out of control. Neil Macdonald, CBC News, Washington.